News that the West Coast Railway line is now in the hands of Trenitalia and FirstGroup has cheered me no end. Over the years I've spent countless happy hours on the Italian rail network, shuttling across the country in comfort, at a reasonable price, and almost always on time. For those who don't enjoy the autostrada, glued to the tail lights of the driver ahead or eyeballing the one behind, who breathes so hotly down your neck he might as well be in the back seat, Trenitalia is the answer. The smell of railway engines is fresh in my mind, having just returned from a break. Starting in Austria, followed by Slovakia before heading south to Italy, this was in some ways a sentimental journey. When we booked flights, with Bojo's exhortation in our ears, we expected we'd be out of the EU by now. The relief of still being part of the family was enormous, as was the deepening sense of sorrow at our impending separation. When voting stations open tomorrow, the outcome will swing on either getting Brexit done or trying to block it. Never before has a general election been fought almost exclusively on the basis of our relationship with Europe. It is an alliance that we've taken for granted, in so doing completely losing sight of what this unified front means. The Italian journalist Luigi Barzini, in his insightful book The Europeans, described the British as imperturbable. In the past, this tendency meant that, in the words of Tory politician Lord Darbinan, an Englishman's mind works best when it is almost too late. These days we are anything but imperturbable. Combustible seems more apt, but in one respect little has changed since Barzini's day. He noted that whenever a Briton was asked, "Are you European?" the conversation would continue, "European? Did you say European?" A long thoughtful pause in which all other continents are mentally evoked and regretfully discarded. Yes, of course, I'm European. This admission is pronounced without pride and with resignation. Some of us, however, feel defined by our European label, far more so than by the adjective British. Yet, as we explored Vienna, resplendent in old wealth and glory, and learned of the desperate history of the Jewish community in this most imperial and, to judge by the waiters, most imperious of cities, it was impossible to ignore the horrors that had been unleashed here within living memory. While we in Britain were appalled at the Holocaust, we are hardly stainless when it comes to anti-Semitism or religious and ethnic intolerance. Racism and bigotry are growing across the continent, needing extra vigilance on every side. Yet here we are, on the brink of cutting ourselves off, heedless to the lessons of history about the need to work together to prevent conflict, eradicate persecution and maintain peace. Traveling in Middle Europe always makes me a leaf. For more on this story, visit the news article link.